All right, so I have the my link should be up, so y'all share the link. I'm gonna tag y'all in the link that just went up.
Well, I'm India, Georgia's best friend.
Oh, you're India. Sis has told me a lot about you.
Well, strangely, she hasn't even mentioned you at all.
What's the deal with you and India?
I love India, but lately she just been acting real insecure and kind of low-key hating. You are making a fool of yourself in front of my friends.
Friends? Girl, you are so stupid. These people here are pretending to be your friends.
Get out!
Go to hell. You can go straight to hell.
We fall down, but we get back up. Struggles never hold us down. Keep the semi-auto tuck. You can't never try.
Hi. I came to Miss Independent Island because I'm finally ready to open up to a man. As long as he opens up his text messages, his messenger, his DMs, his emails, and his phone log to me. And his car mileage. See? I'm open.
I came up in Miss Independent Island because I just need me a man to Travarius. I'm on the phone. Mama, you need to come and get your grandson. What? Me and my son are a package deal. Period.
I put Miss Independent Island on my schedule because I need to show these ladies how it's done. Clearly, I'll be going home with whoever this man is. But, in case he makes the wrong decision, he got a brother.
I graced Miss Independent Island with my presence on the slim, very slim chance that I could connect with a man. That, of course, has some academic credentials attached to his last name. You know, I'm a PhD.
All right. I hope you enjoyed today's show.
Well, that's the wrong clip. All right. All right, so we're gonna do some introductions while we in the middle, have some little technical issues. I am sorry. Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Hello.
What up? What up? What up?
All right, so I need everybody to share. Guys, if you don't tag, because my whole channel is shadow banned. It is. So even when I do stuff like this, if you don't tag people, they literally don't see it. So if you share it, make sure you tag people on. I gotta go back in here and tag. So let's take a minute and do that. But we got a super hot topic coming in for tonight, and Tragan is going to join us. He's running little ladies, taking care of some things. But who do we have on the line? Let's start with the lovely ladies.
Hi, I'm Sharice Elise, and I am one of the co-hosts.
Hi, I am Danny Love, and I am here and excited.
All right. The distinguished gentleman, who do we have?
What up, though? I'm a comedian, actor, philanthropist, D. Jones,
I thought he was the king of R&B. I thought he was the king of R&B.
and also the king of R&B.
D. Jones, why you all up in the side of what's going on? What you got over here?
I don't know. Is that better?
Yes, thank you. All right, and you, sir?
All right, this is Mathino. I'm just a 1 foot in the corporate world, another foot in blue collar. So I just out here doing whatever I got to do to make it.
Okay, well, we got a lot to talk about, y'all. We got a lot to talk about today. So the title of the show, Sharice actually named the title of the show. Sharice, why did you name it Do Fours? Because so we got a title and we got a subtitle. So it's like what was it, Sharice? Do Fours think they're entitled to tens? That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Why did you name the show that?
Well, because sometimes, well, not sometimes, in this dating age right now, we have like unrealistic expectations, just to be honest. You have, like, everybody wants the same kind of man, the same caliber of man, and you yourself are not what he desires. It's not equal. I'm trying to put it nicely.
Not equal to you. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And not just, and I don't mean spiritual. We're talking about just so far as looks, having yourself together, attractiveness. That's what we're talking about. Not saying that, somebody's ugly, can have somebody cute, and that's not what we're talking about. We're saying the woman that is maybe out of shape or has a lot of kids or whatever, is not attractive. She wants the Mr. Corporate man that earns $1 million and doesn't have any kids and is the fitness buff, and not saying that they can't, but
the reality.
Sometimes make it make sense. That's all. Just kind of make it make sense. And then you wonder why you're getting rejected. Because you're kind of, dating not in your pool.
Okay. All right. So before we get going, let's just go around the room. And I'm looking at y'all, but I'm not looking at y'all because I'm doing my tags or whatever. Danny, you a lady out here. You see what's going on. Is there some validity to what we're saying?
I believe so. Yeah. Like I've heard people say, I've heard women say, I want this man to have like no kids and they may have 5 kids or,
yeah, that's a real thing.
I want him to make some, have like 6 figures and they may not have any employment. So it's like, or like she said, they may not, nothing against people who are out of shape, because sometimes we have our struggle, like like me right now. But I'm usually in shape, I'm working on it. But sometimes they'll have like the big women who want the man who's, in shape and she's not trying to do anything to get back or to get in shape or whatever. She just wants to be unhealthy and have an unhealthy lifestyle. So it would be hard for a person with a healthy lifestyle to be with somebody who's not trying to do any better, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, fellas, you know what? We're gonna switch the game up just for this question. When it comes to men, right? When you hear people say things like she out the league or do men have more of a sense of, okay, I know this is where I am and I want a woman up here? And do men feel like, okay, I can't obtain that woman or I got to do this? In other words, do men have a better sense of where they are on the sexual marketplace, right? Or the dating marketplace versus women?
I think that's a loaded question because some men have confidence.
Okay.
So they might think that, that woman that looks like a supermodel they can get. Some men have a lot of money and that attracts women. And then some men, but like how Danny said, if a man don't have nothing going on and you trying to get, I work at McDonald's, but she a lawyer, it's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of factors, a lot go into that. When you talking about levels, I think men. So I think men sometimes date on a lower level,
Okay.
mostly.
So do you feel like then, Mathino, do you feel like men have a better sense though of like realistically where they are?
I think that I think that I think there's some men that just maybe not, but I think it's a maturity thing. I think as if you're talking about a more established man at, say, maybe 40, the age of 40, maybe around that age, maybe more so
Okay.
than a younger man would. Um, and then it all depends on what that man is actually looking for at the moment too.
Okay.
So a man can look for, some look, a man can look for a woman that he may want to have a future with, but he could also, just look for somebody he could just have fun with, and all of that kind of doesn't really matter for what his initial purposes are with that woman.
Okay.
So it just depends.
Okay. Okay. All this is really important. We're going to, Karen said everything is based on, yeah, she said the same thing, it's based on age. So what we're going to do, kicking it off, I want to look at this video, and I hope I don't get dinged from this by Kevin Samuels. I want to look at this video that really made him pretty known. I kind of cut it up a little bit, but it's the video that everybody calls Average at Best. One of the things about that video that nobody talks about is what she says in the beginning. Nobody talks about that. So let's take a look at that really quickly before we go into the other stuff. All right, share screen. Here we go. All right, and y'all do me a favor, as we're watching this, mute your videos, and then we'll come back.
I try to give guys that not serious a chance.
You try to do what?
I try to give guys that's not on my level a chance.
Why? What do you mean on your level? What does that mean?
That's making 6 figures or more.
But I don't okay. You try to give guys who are not on your level a chance. Why?
And because I honestly want a 6-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and net it out for you. You ready?
Uh-huh.
The guys you want aren't asking you out.
Well, I haven't been put myself out there, honestly.
But you put yourself out there enough for the guys you don't want or beneath you to ask you out.
Those are like guys I met online.
Right. So, again, the men you want are not asking you out. What percentage of the population, what percentage of men in this country make 6 figures or more?
I think it's like 5%. I'm not
closer to 10. So, okay. 10%. All right. So the question is, what do those men who make that kind of money, who all women tend to want, what do they want?
I feel like they want arm candy, somebody who can have more to bring to the table than just looks, but also bring balance to their life. I feel like I can help them out on.
Okay, slow down. I'm not understanding. You said they want arm candy, then you contradicted yourself. They want somebody that more than just looks.
Yeah, arm candy, but something behind, brain with it, and more in depth.
Do you know any men who make 6 figures or more?
My dad and my uncle.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so do you feel like a woman like me?
What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up 5, but when I put myself together 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay, average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone.
All right. All right, everybody can unmute. So I wanted to play that clip because a lot of people have only seen the part where he's telling her you're average at best. They missed the whole thing where she downed men, where she actually rated herself average. They only play his part. So Karen say she loves him. Right, Karen? Right? Listen. All right, I'm going to start with the fellas. Based on his line of questioning, is he pretty on point with what she's asking for? In other words, she's asking this kind of man. Was Kevin on point with asking her these questions for the type of man she says she was?
I think so. I think he asked her the correct questions and she answered correctly, and he came with a conclusion. She was average.
Do you think she was average, D. Jones?
Oh,
You know?
I would have asked. I would have. I probably would have asked a few more questions, but I mean, he was. I mean, yeah. I mean, he was asking pretty. The one question that really stood out was, are there any of these type of men that you're looking for? Are they asking you out to date now? Are you running into these men? Right. That was a really great question. The other one just was to basically put the stamp on it, but for the most part.
So yeah. So Latrell says, yes, he asked her the correct average. Latrell says he'll give her a 2.5. So let's go to the ladies. So ladies, we know that Kevin gets a lot of flack, and I'm not here to sing his praises or whatever, but Kevin stands for, he says what the men think. Hey, CC. So ladies, let's talk about this famous average at best clip. CC, I want you to weigh in too. Danny, what did you think about that once you hear the whole thing in context?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I actually like Kevin Samuels, and I know people probably, I don't agree with everything he says,
right,
but he's very honest, and I can appreciate some honesty. Like, that should, if you take it with a grain of salt and you listen, she can like take it and say, okay, I'm a 5. I can go find a 5. We can, see if we can make something work out instead of aiming like that. Because and you're supposed to, if you have confidence, you should have confidence and aim at the best. But I'm not a man, and like D Jones said, I kind of agree with how she looked. That was,
And she talking about she intelligent, but I'm gonna leave that up to the audience.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do women go on his show?
I would not go on his show.
Why do they do that to themselves?
I would not.
Right. That's what we're gonna get into that, right? Okay. Because what you gotta understand is we're gonna get into it, but they actually believe that they're, by me doing casting, right? And if I cast, say I need an attractive, nicely shaped, with casting, you have to be very specific. Mm-hmm. The people, Danny, you've been in many castings with me, D Jones, the people that show up.
No, I get it.
Because they're confident.
But you don't give them ridicule. You don't be like, listen, you kind of chubby, go lose some weight.
No, we have to tell them that.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yes, she did.
In the entertainment part, we have to say that. We have to say, this entertainment is all about the physical. Whether it's, hey, the role may call for a chubby person, may call for whatever, but I can't say I need a voluptuous or a muscular guy and somebody come in with, dad bod. So you have to say that.
Well, most auditions I go to be like, yeah, we'll give you a call if we want you. And then that's it. Not rate me real quick. Can I get a, what I'm saying?
I think that these women want to be rated because they may have some low self-esteem as well.
You think it's low? You think it's low?
I think it's low because I don't need nobody to rate me. Like, in my head, I'm a 20, even though I may not be to somebody else, And so you have to know.
What were you saying?
I was saying that clearly it was clearly evident that she had some self-esteem issues because she ranked herself a 5. Now,
right.
I guess everyone's scale is different, but like I saw where one of the gentlemen said she was a 2.5. I got to be honest with you. I think that human evolution, I think we've gone beyond the 2s at this point. I don't think there are many 2s walking around. That's like a 2. So I don't think that I don't think that there are 10s. I don't believe that there are any 10s around, just like I don't believe there are any 1s around. Okay. I think that they both are just, on opposite ends of the spectrum, far-fetched. I think that the human population that we are amongst gravitate from 4.5s to 8.5s, and then 9s are about as close as you're going to get to a 10. So I think you can go to the grocery store, the Meijer, the Kroger's, the Costco's, and you can find a 7.5, all day, every day. And I think that that's average. I think 6.5 to 7 is average. I don't think that too many people are, a 2, and she said I'm a 5 when I wake up in the morning. And then when I put on makeup,
I'm a 6.
I'm a 6.
Well, she had a whole play with makeup.
I think she knew he was going to flame her regardless what she said. If she would have rated herself too high, he would have brought her back down.
Right.
So I think that's why she did
it was very contradictory. Because why would you say you're a 5, but you want this type of man, but when Kevin asks you, what do you think he wants? And then you say, eye candy.
Right.
Because she was being nonsensical. I thought she would say, because of, other things that she would have brought, to consideration, maybe, her career, what she does, what she has, what she's able, things that may be attractive to what a man wants. And like outside of that, she went right to the low hanging fruit, I'm eye candy, and I'm so
Now she did. I had to edit the video because it's about 20 minutes long. She did initially said that she owned a dog grooming business, and Kevin basically was like, "That man, that's a job. Like we don't care about that." He was like, "That's a job." Let's get some of these comments real quick. Let's get some of these comments. Karen said,
maybe she is a 6.
Right. Toy says, "Live average ever after." Karen said, "Reality at its best." Latrell says, "In the entertainment world, you have to be darn near perfect, or you create yourself perfect." Karen says, "I watch his shows. Many women overrate themselves. Many are surprised with his answer." She's watched the shows and knew what not to say. Absolutely. Okay, guys, we are going to get into we're going to do some reaction. So there's if you guys watched the show yesterday, I introduced you to the guy from the UK. His YouTube name is Wheat Waffles, right? He never shows his face, but you guys are going to be shocked at how he breaks stuff down and how this is a white guy from the UK. And it's like, is this a black dude from the US? Because it's like, wow, are issues this similar? So the first thing I want to watch is kind of his hierarchy of how the dating world goes. This is kind of his basis of how stuff goes. So once we watch that, we can watch some other clips. So let's check this out really quick. Let me have y'all mute yourselves. Let me stop this, stop the screen, share. All right.
I try to give guys that.
That's the wrong clip.
You trying to do what?
I'm sorry, that was the wrong clip. That shouldn't have been that. All right. Here we go.
3 tiers of men. And to test this theory, before starting the video, I want you.
Let me say this. The reason I'm showing his 3 tiers of men is that he's going to eventually explain why all women think they deserve a certain level of man. So I just want y'all to, we're going to go with this theory and just see if y'all feel it's accurate.
Can you turn it up? Or
Let's see.
Let's
see. Yeah, I turned it up on my end. So let me know if it sounds better.
To play this quick game. One by one, male faces are going to appear on the screen here. And you have to decide which category of attractiveness they fall into, either sub 5, normie, or Chad. There'll be 15 faces in total.
See if y'all can get it right.
Let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So, did you get all of them right?
Quick question, did y'all get those right?
Yeah, I don't rate men, but yeah.
I'm talking to the ladies already.
I definitely got the sub 5 ones right.
You got the other ones mixed up a little bit?
In the beginning, yeah, but then I got the rest of them right. Like the first 2 I messed up.
Okay, comment in the comments, let me know that you get right. I ain't gonna ask the fellas, but y'all had to know that to base on how he say that the dating game is. Sharice, you got them right. I got them right too, Toy. Sharice, did you get all them right? Did you see all his did you get them right? Okay. All right. Pay attention, y'all.
Carried on doing that all day. I think when the categories are broken down as simple as this, it all just becomes so obvious. And this doesn't just apply to men, because here are the categories for women as well. Again, fairly clean cut. Anyway, I'm going to explain the main content of the video now, which is breaking down exactly how I believe each distinct group interacts with all of the others within the dating market. And I do want to warn you There will be a lot of generalizations being made here. So before you think of any criticisms, at least see through these next 2 minutes so I can completely get my points across. Anyway, my first analysis is 1. The guys at the top of the pyramid, the so-called Chads, they have complete control over the whole of the top tier and mid-tier women. A lot of these guys aren't settling down as they have an abundance of both one-night stand options and friends with benefits coming from these 2 tiers. I also want to point out that most of these options are sourced from online dating apps. If you haven't realized by now, it is these top 10 to 15% guys who are hoarding all the matches on Tinder. 2, for the women in these 2 tiers, especially the mid-tier, in return for what they're giving out, they are demanding relationships and commitment from these top-tier guys. However, the majority of these men are choosing not to cooperate as they don't want to settle with anyone below their level. 3, a minor caveat to this though is a fair amount of the top-tier guys are happy and okay with getting in a long-term relationship with the highest value women. 4, the women in the middle's unremitting desire to lock down a Chad has a knock-on effect for the mid-tier average normie guys. Because in order for a woman in the middle to maintain her availability, it means she has to temporarily friend zone any non-Chad guys that approach her. Which again, if you haven't realized by now, friend zoning is effectively the woman wanting to keep you in the background as an orbiter in case she starts running out of time and thinks she may miss out on her plans of wanting to start a family. In which case she can simply pluck you from orbit whenever she feels necessary. 5, in the meantime, these normie tier men become desperate for the women who are rejecting them on their level, end up settling for the friend zone, for which they then become a source of emotional support, favors, and basically a shoulder to cry on. 6, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, market force, both normies and sub-5 guys ferociously simp over the top tier women. And in return, these women give a grand total of nothing back. Because after all, that is the very definition of simping. A man mindlessly wasting his energy and resources on a woman for absolutely nothing in return that will benefit him. 7, a surprisingly large number of the normie tier guys, out of pure desperation, lower themselves to trying with the women at the very bottom for one-night stands and casual intimacy. And the only reason they do this is because they've ruthlessly tried everywhere else and got no results. 8, these low-tier women in response become resentful of average guys for not wanting to commit to them. 9, I find this one the most hilarious. Women of all levels give the same treatment to sub-5 men, which is emotional reactions of disgust, pity, and abhorrence if any of these guys interact with their lives in any way, shape, or form. It's gone as far as where sub-5 men don't even get the luxury of being friend-zoned. Sub-5s are being outcast altogether. And finally, 10, the only alternative for these bottom-tier guys, which again is the same for all 3 tiers of women, is pathetically beta-buxing to try grab hold of whatever they can get. For these guys, it's either that, moving abroad, having a miracle looks transformation, or living in a basement forever playing video games all day. Anyway, this is my breakdown of what I believe.
Rather a 10. Yeah. You don't understand.
All right, we're going to come back to that in a minute. All right, so let's talk about, people are already talking about it in the comments. Latrell said all facts, LOL, got it right. Okay, all right. So he broke down his hierarchy of the dating market. How accurate was this young white man from the UK? Everybody laughing. How accurate was he?
He was accurate.
He was
yeah. He had that was a pretty interesting theory. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it does.
He did a lot of studying.
Oh, he
did.
His whole
He
channel.
absolutely did.
He did a lot of studying. I just figured out something about myself. I don't.
Me too.
Wait.
I'm taking notes.
Is that what it is, D. Jones? You taking it all in?
Yeah. Like, damn, I'm a normie. Okay.
Me too. That's what I'm like, oh, I'm a normal.
I'm a normal.
I got all these sub fives in my inbox. All right.
Okay. So now, okay, everybody's saying accurate, accurate, accurate. It does bring you to like a little pause because it's making you see why. Okay, this is why so many people kind of out pacing themselves, right? Or out doing themselves because everybody, okay, it makes sense. And okay, this is why we friend zoned and this is why they, okay. All right. So let's see.
But
I need to see that again.
Right?
No, but so what did he call the female chads?
I think they just hit lower tier women, mid tier, and higher tier. So low,
So the
mid.
higher tier women sometimes have a lot of low self-esteem too. I don't care how fine you are.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's very, very, very true. I think when he started, and he does get into that, and we're going to plot some more clips. He does get into that, but we just got, yeah, Felicia, we'll play it again toward the end. But I wanted to show y'all that. So when we get into these next, to the actual subject of today, which is, are the 10s expecting, are the 4s expecting 10s, are our women, and this is a big deal, y'all. This is a big deal. Are women having high expectations, dismissing guys who are good and available to them because they think they can't settle for anything less than a Chad, which ain't really checking for them. This is serious, y'all, because I know I just talked to a friend of mine and she hear this. I'm not going to say her name. And she is 55. Beautiful lady, you know, never had any children. She's married once and that didn't really work out. And so she's wondering like, okay, what, right? And so I said, there had to be a guy somewhere in your life, as pretty as you are and everything, that wanted, that was, she said, it was. He was really good to me. He was, I think she said he's a professor now over in Harvard or somewhere. And I said, what's the issue? She was like, too nerdy. And she had this opportunity in her 20s.
Oh, child.
This is real talk, y'all. So what I'm saying is, realistically, women are remaining single, still looking for this image that ain't available to her, right? And so I want y'all married, and we living in a lot of la-la land, okay? All right. So, somebody said black women are super shallow. I don't know how, since they are the least desired.
Oh, wow.
So what we're not gonna do, Ron, baby, I don't know. I see you with the lady on your
Go get you a white woman.
It look like he got one. So we don't do that on we don't do that on this channel. We can talk respectfully, but you may have just came across me because you've seen the subject, but we're not gonna talk like that, okay? So you got one more time and I'm gonna delete you. All right. So take that somewhere else. We don't do that here.
And least desired by who?
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah, least desired by who? Because white women want to look just like y'all.
Yeah, I blocked him. We don't do that here, y'all. Y'all may see that other places. We do a reality, but we don't do that over here. Okay, so he's gone. All right. So let's get into. We're gonna do a reality, but we're not gonna deal with disrespect. So how about that? Bye, Ron. Bye. Bye. All right. So let's get into some of his reasons, right? Let's just get it. All right. Do me a favor, mute y'all. And let's get it.
I'm a 10. I go to school, I go to work, and I have a great personality. And
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Nowadays, it seems that all women, regardless of their own attractiveness, is walking around thinking they're a perfect 10 out of 10. All forms of modesty and simple common sense have gone straight out the window. And it seems all women are walking around with a chip on their shoulder thinking they're God's gift to mankind. Number one, and this should be by far the biggest reason, simping. Now, the thing with simping is that a lot of people mistake for it only going in one direction. They think it only goes from the bottom up. It's the low-value men at the bottom who are bombarding the women at the top with endless amounts of free attention, validation, and God forbid, money by paying for things like OnlyFans. But in reality, all women across the board of attractiveness have an endless selection of simps to provide these things. Because what ends up happening is the simps start by throwing attention, money, and validation at the most attractive women. But when they don't get anything in return, they have no choice but to move down to the next level, and then the next level, and the next, and the next. So it's just this endless cycle of simps undercutting other simps. And whoever undercuts and simps the most supposedly wins in the end. Yeah, that last bit's important, supposedly. Because what happens next is all the low-value women at the bottom who now have a fresh crate of simps to choose from have this backwards rationalization. Well, this is interesting. I'm getting all of this validation. Therefore, this must mean I am special. Therefore, I must also be highly attractive. So the final piece of the puzzle, and also why simping never works, is all of the women at the bottom who have been senselessly simped over have now had their egos inflated beyond return. And all that's been left is the guys at the bottom have now lost a ridiculous amount of their own time, energy, and resources, and all for nothing. Now, the last point I'm going to make on this before I move on to the next reason is this is exactly why I have zero sympathy for simps. Because the only impact that simps have on the dating market is inflating women's egos, which in turn messes up the system and spoils it for anyone else who actually had a chance. Anyway, now moving on to point number 2.
All right. So let me stop here for a minute. Okay, so I took that out. Hi, Tragan. Oh, let me unmute you. And unmute everybody. Okay. All right. Welcome to the party, Tragan.
I made it.
You made it in the middle of them talking about simping. How was that?
Well, I already do. I can tell you what he said without even knowing. I've said this. It's all good. Go ahead. Don't mind me. I'm just here.
Okay, so we're talking about, of course, our women, right? Especially because this is a problem with our sisters, right? Our women basically placing themselves at a hierarchy, looking for a man at a certain hierarchy. In the meantime, because those men aren't really available to them for real, are they passing up men who are available, right? And so this guy from the UK, we just went over this whole hierarchy thing he did. Is really slick. Basically, he's saying one of the first reasons women place themselves at a higher value because women at all tiers, because of how things go, are getting an enormous amount of simps at them. So it actually brings they perceive value up. Let me start with the fellas on this. Somebody said, wow, I actually attract simps. There's a lot of revelation going on tonight. People are like, wait a minute, that's me. So let's start with the fellas. What do y'all feel about what he said about this simping actually making women who are so lower tier, making them feel more valuable?
Oh, that's always been a problem. That simps always been in the way. They just in the way, and they set up these false sense of reality that women typically have already that live off of their egos or what have you. And it's always been a problem.
Okay. D Jones.
Okay, so I guess we'll stick with the term simping. I think the problem is that a lot of dudes now, social media, Facebook, jump in every woman's DM, right? They blow their head up 10 times more.
Yes.
So even, I don't want to say average women, but even average women, like the lady's like, I'm a 10. Now all these women think, because 30 dudes in my DM, I gotta be fine.
Right.
Or they showing their body off. We don't care about your face. You showing your titties off, you showing your booty off.
Yeah.
You fine as hell, but really you not. So the problem is when a man just try to give him a genuine compliment, they don't know how to take it.
Okay.
Well, the thing is that what we have to realize and admit as men, and I know the brothers that agree with me on this, is that at a party or a big event, y'all know most of the men are going to first shoot their shot at the low-hanging fruit. You're going to shoot your shot at the woman that you think you can afford and you can don't have to put the most effort towards to get. So you got a lot of women that don't look that good. They think they look good, but they're really low-hanging fruit. A lot of dudes will look at a group of women walk in and try to pick the one that they think they can get. Not the finest one. A lot of dudes shy away from the fine women.
That's the simps he talking about.
They go right at the one that's like, who can I get tonight? Who can I get without having to take her to D Prime? Who can I get without having to buy her a plane ticket? Who can I get without having to buy her? And you get, and you can take her, and you could blow through a whole party and get 20 phone numbers and nail them all without having to do nothing. And they all think that they was, yeah, girl, they was on me. Well, they wasn't on you because you was bad. It was you was affordable. You didn't take much effort. So then you know, women get all of that, you know. I mean, they do. This is something that happens. Myself and the guys I would hang with would be like, who can get the finest girl? But you got to, you know, and we used to have them kind of bets, you know, being younger. But overall, majority of the men, a lot of times in there is like, who fits in my budget? Who fits in my time frame? Who fits? And a lot of women may take that the wrong way.
And also a lot of,
go ahead.
And also a lot of women, you know, they going out to feed their ego. They're not necessarily even going out to necessarily even meet a guy. You know, they're out to try to see how much attention they can get from other women to validate themselves, to say, okay, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm stunting on all these other, you know, and a guy that may try to come up and talk to her. I mean, that's just par for the course for what her main purpose was going out. Most women don't even like being bothered with men at bars and clubs, to be honest. They don't even like dating. Women prefer girls' night out and booty calls with who they like. That's really it. I mean, I hate to put it to you put it out there like that, but that's basically what it is. Women do not want to be bothered with men these days. Well, guys, they don't. They don't do nothing for us. Everything that they do is for the attention of other women. And then once their cup runneth full of the egos, you know, and accolades from other chicks. Oh, girl, you killing in that dress. Oh, them shoes is. Once they get that from other women, they like, yeah, I'm. Now they can turn their attention and figure, okay, which one of these guys here, you know, can get my number tonight or what have you. And it's all low frequency interaction, you know, but it's all based on their ego, and it comes from simps that basically takes out all the work and the effort out of it. You know, they, you know, do whatever to try to get that attention while they riding that ego high.
So let me say this before y'all, before I get to the ladies. I asked a guy one time, because ladies in the comments, y'all tell me if this is true. When you, as a woman, when you get dressed up, right? I'm not a big makeup person, right? But if I get dressed up and put the whole makeup on and all the dress up, I don't get as much attention as I do if I'm just going out, right? Just on a regular day. And that used to baffle me. And I asked one of my friends, I said, well, why is that when I'm dressed up, I don't get as much attention when I'm playing? He said, just what I think Traegan said, that you more affordable. It don't look like I gotta fly you to Paris on a first date and look like. He said that. He said you more down to earth. I don't think women get that, right? And that's exactly what he said. So Sharice, Danny, ladies in the comment, is simping ruining the game? Is simping taking our sisters' heads and blowing it up?
I believe so. Yeah. And just listening to these powerful men speak, it just got me thinking. I'm like, because I'm not all, I'm okay. I'm average or whatever. But whenever I go out, like, I don't really see guys trying to approach me like that, especially when I'm dressed up and stuff like that. It does not happen. And I always wonder, like, dang, am I broken? Like, what is going on? Like, they'll never try to hit on me. And he just kind of broke it down. He said, if they feel like they got to work hard and all that, because I do have that little air about me sometimes. Like, don't, if they feel like they got to work hard. So I gotta, ooh, y'all get me together. I got to get myself together.
Reese, they chiming in on the comments too. We get to them in a second. Reese Cup, what's is simping ruin? Is it simping? Yes. And me and you, because me and you are, we were admins you're still an admin in the grown folks group, which kind of started all this. How many times do we have a woman thinking that oh girl, he all in my inbox? We like, and
so what?
It's all in your inbox for a reason. It's not because you're beautiful.
Inboxes are free. Inboxes are free. If it costs $20 to leave a woman an inbox, everybody should be dry.
There you go.
When a man And when a man gets rejected out of the inbox, nobody sees it. See, if we at a nightclub and the dude got to walk across the room to the bar and talk to you in front of your girls, it's not the same. But in the inbox, I could throw you an inbox and forget about it, and you might not even look at it for if it happens, it happens. If it don't, nobody sees nothing.
Let's take some of these comments real quick. But the crazy part is he covers some of the stuff y'all talking about. What you saying, Sheree?
I was gonna say in the inbox, he probably is in 50 women's inbox. So don't think you're special. He can bite.
Yep, he's saying good morning, beautiful to every woman that he's inboxing.
1,000 people to see who bites.
Mm-hmm.
This why, and I need a man.
Grand Rising, ladies. Grand Rising.
A text to ship, an inbox to ship. We make everything to ship. Boo boo. Has he taken you out the box? Okay, let's get some of these comments before we get back here. Karen says, "Wow." Karen says she attracts simps. Mike Jeffrey says, "True that, truth." And Mike Jeffrey says, "It ain't your beauty, it's your booty." Piet says, "Woo, I made it here just in time." She said, "Simps when I was younger." All right, well, let's get into this next reason. Y'all ready? You guys, do me a favor, mute while the video is on, and we just get right back into it.
Worth. Women equating their hookup options to their actual value.
Oh, wait.
Dating market.
Y'all gotta listen. Y'all gotta remind me. I gotta put the stuff back in the stream. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me go back. So sorry. Okay.
Overestimate their worth. Women equating their hookup options to their actual value. Now, because of the nature of the current dating market, just about every average woman, and in fact, even some below average women, have access to regular intimacy and hookups from the guys at the top. Chad is shared between everyone. Now, what this means is the women in the middle end up thinking this: well, I can hook up easily with Chad. However, Chad doesn't want to commit. Therefore, all I need to do is just find one that will commit. So back to the dating market, all the average women end up wasting time chasing and trying to pin down the Chads, and they string along and friend zone all of the guys they're actually on the same level with, the ones who would have given an equal relationship. But instead, the women's attention is all focused on the top 10 to 15% of guys who they are able to hook up with, but not willing to give their commitment. Women, just because you can hook up with someone doesn't mean you're on their level, and certainly doesn't mean you can get commitment from them either. Moving on to point number 3, acceptance of unattractive.
All right. Well, that's a big deal. I'm going to tell you why, because he is, I can start this one off. He is absolutely correct. How many times do y'all see women say, all men want is sex? He won't commit, right? And basically, women do equate, I had sex with him, I can get a commitment. This is a problem, y'all. And I can tell you right now, for women, it's a problem. Like everybody, somebody just said, dog, a gut punch. So I'm going to start with the ladies with this one, then we go to the fellas. All right. Come on, Sharice, Danny.
So true. They try to make a relationship. So they go after these guys, and the little piece of attention he gives them when he's in the bedroom, they want to take that and turn it into a relationship, or at least try, their best. Like, well, I'm going to change this mind. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And then they get disappointed. Now it's, well, all men are dogs, and all they want is sex, and this, that, and the other. But you knew that from the beginning. You went in there with unrealistic expectations and tried to make something that it wasn't. So you disappointed yourself. So you can't blame the man for that. You did that. You did.
Danny?
I was on mute that whole time. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, it goes back to low self-esteem. And when I said that Sharice had agreed with me, and I thought she heard me, but
you said, girl.
I think it goes back to low self-esteem. Like men, like not all men, because I don't know, but some men will have sex with anything with 3 holes. Like that, just because he having sex with you doesn't mean that he cares about you. Like that's why you have to know who you are. You know, you can't just be
Hooking
in
up.
the bed with anybody, just
Yeah.
hooking up. And like Cherie said, you already initially knew what it was. Like y'all pretty much had an agreement. Like he didn't say I want a relationship. They will show you in the beginning. Like I just
Yeah,
want
women,
sex.
we don't hear that. We don't, that's another show, but women, we don't hear. I be trying to tell my brothers that women don't hear what you say.
Mm-hmm.
In their mind, they like, okay, that's what you're saying, but that ain't what I want. Just like Kevin Samuels tried to tell the average at best lady, do you hear what I'm saying? She didn't, right? So,
Right.
fellas, what do you think he said about this whole thing where women are hooking up with these men that may be high value, right? And so they think now, okay, because I'm hooking up with him, I can get one. So I'm, like he said, I'm knocking out all the guys I could get that's average like me because I'm gonna get one of them. This is a real thing. So, what, fellas, what do y'all got to say?
Sex is a powerful drug, and some people try to keep you around with that. Like some women will try to keep you around because it's good, and we might not like you. We might just like that, but they like, I'm gonna give you this, and I'm gonna trap you with it. But you know, if we got options, we got options.
Okay. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you know, sometimes, and on both ends, the man and the woman can become prisoners of the moment. And once that moment is over, it's we see things differently. Women hang on and they want to build on to that part, but we can compartmentalize it, and it's just that. It's just sex. I enjoy you. I like you enough. You might be cool enough, but this is where it is. There's nothing. There's no more progress to be made, and those were the terms we began on. And when women try to change the terms, unilaterally on their own, that's when it can become toxic. And I just think that just comes apart with just being honest with communication. And it's hard to do that when when you're using sex as the bait.
Yeah, Tragan.
Answer this question the right way, or the sex goes away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The one thing that many women don't understand, and men have done this and used this for thousands of years, is that I understand I don't have to be attractive. All I have to do is align, associate, and affiliate myself with things that women do find attractive, and then women will be attracted to me because I'm around those things. But women got to realize what women have to realize.
Very true.
The number one love language for men is acts of service. That's how a lot of times you see a nice looking woman and her man cheat with a woman that don't look that good, because that woman that don't look that good understands his love language is acts of service. She's going to wash his clothes. She's going to iron it. She's going to make sure he eats. His lunch is packed. He's getting a massage. He's getting head. He's getting whatever he needs to make his day easier for him. And you got the more attractive woman that's sitting there with her arms folded and the eyebrows up, talking about, well, I'm attractive. So those two things right there is something that just goes over. If y'all remember, like when we was little kids, if a man walked into church, our auntie and TT and all them, they'll fix him a plate. Oh, he a good man. Fix him a plate. Come on, sit down over here. Let me make you a spot. They acts of service. And we know our grandfathers and uncles and all them got taken up by women that would do, and he could go out and cheat and call her up and say, I'm coming home, and she would have breakfast sitting for him when he get done cheating. He's not going nowhere, and he not going nowhere because she understood that. So we just have to intelligence is learning, unlearning, and relearning. We have to unlearn a lot of things that we just been, force fed in the media and get back to the basics, because a lot of things that we've gotten away from actually worked, and it's being less egotistical in a lot of ways. Men too, and men can be more honest, because, a lot of women ain't going nowhere. If you tell them, hey, this is what it is, a lot of them they might huff and puff for a minute, but guess what? I'm on my way over. Okay, the door is open. You know what I'm saying? So, those are just a few little points that I wanted to get out.
Yeah, that's so funny because last week we did a show. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the pastor Noah Jones. He's a very popular pastor, and he had proposed to his friend of 28 years. This is a big time pastor. He had a friend that was on a reality show, and he proposed to her 28 years. And so we were watching, Sharice, remember we were watching a flashback video of him doing an interview, and another pastor said, well, you need to marry her. He was like, okay, well, if I break up with her today and tell her I'm not going to ever marry her, is she going anywhere? To marry her. He was like, okay, well, if I break up with her today, like you said, Trey, sometimes men don't realize if you just lay out the truth. Right? Now, let me say this. Let me say this, man. I got to say this. You can lay out the truth, and a woman's still in her mind. She'll go along with what you're saying. And sometimes men don't get this, like, as I told her, she'll go along with what you're saying, but in her mind, she has another outcome she's going for. What happens when the relationship starts to get turbulent is she realizes that, okay, I'm not going to get this outcome right now. He like, I told you that. And she's like, okay, yeah, I know I told you that, but that ain't what's in my head. Am I lying, ladies?
Nope.
What happens?
Nope.
10 out of 10 times?
Yeah. It always happens. Yeah. That's why I end up single again.
Women want what they want, right? And I'm gonna get to some of these comments real quick. Fiat said, I wish somebody would risk me Grand Rising. Karen said, sad, ha ha. Fiat says, gut punch. She said, so I'm between a 4 and a 6. Oh my God, stop it, girl. Karen says, I agree. Women will assume the world. Yes, we will. Just because he has sex with you doesn't mean he values you. Absolutely not. Women must listen to men. Latrell says, it's the truth. A man that has options doesn't have to work hard to get it. But the most important part is women say they want the truth, but they really can't handle the truth. We will tell them, all we want is sex. In their mind, they hear he wants me. Absolutely correct. And that's the part that's, yes, you told her the truth. And that's why I have to talk to some of my brethren, friends. They end up having all these situationships, right? Because I told her what it is. I'm like, that ain't what she heard. And so that woman can end up being a problem for you. You see what I'm saying? That's the woman that goes to post on social media, all men ain't ish. That's her. Understand, y'all, when women post that, it's because they've been in a situationship. It has not gone the way they wanted to. You know, the man has told them that. Not all men ain't ish. Meanwhile, the dudes that she friend zone, who she actually got access to, they not on her level. Am I lying? Somebody tell me if I'm lying.
No, that's the absolute truth.
Yeah,
that's
the absolute truth.
Facts preach. I saw the circus. Okay, let's get to the next one. Mute your phones really quickly. Actually, this next one is short, so I'm gonna do 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm gonna do the next 2. So mute your phones real quick. Let's get into this.
And this does not apply to men. It's almost exclusively.
Oh, here I go again,
women.
y'all. Y'all gotta remind me to put the screen on. I'm sorry. All right, let's go back just a little bit. Okay.
It's almost exclusively for women. And this is mostly the result of feminism. Now, this idea in the last 10 years has pretty much stepped in and said all women, irrespective of their own attractiveness, are all deserving of a perfect 10. This belief system has tried to force down society's throat that all women of all shapes and sizes are all attractive in their own unique way. It is seen as grossly inappropriate to highlight the flaws in a woman's beauty, even if said flaws pose a huge risk to their physical health and can greatly reduce their life expectancy. Anyway, carrying on with the video, media promoting delusion. Now, about 5 years ago, there was this film that came out called 50 Shades of Grey. And in fact, the book that it was based on was one of the highest grossing of the decade. And if you've not heard of this film or the book before, it's basically about this billionaire Chad who goes for and ends up in a relationship with some fairly average woman. A similar storyline happens in other movies and TV shows, such as the highly acclaimed Sex and the City. This series, too, showed women, despite being in their 30s and 40s, still being able to pin down and get commitment from Chads. So the point I'm trying to make here is that the media is portraying the idea that any woman, irrespective of what she brings to the table, can get a relationship from a Chad, no matter how old or average. Now moving on to point number 5, ego.
All right. Let's go over these 2 really quickly. So basically, the first one, he basically says it has become the norm now for women's physical looks to not be up to critique. In other words, it doesn't matter how a woman looks, how she, size, physical, they all queens, they all a 10s, right? And he also says, I think Tragan, you were saying that earlier, that the media, right, puts it out there that, hey, woman, have the, and if y'all look at it, ladies, the Tyler Perry movies actually do that a lot. Like no matter what the woman go through, she gonna have a Shamar Moore,
Yep.
she gonna have she gonna have the top tier guys. Is the media, this is really, to me, this is a whole media thing. Are they messing women up? We're gonna start with the fellas this time.
Well, I say yes because people don't know. First of all, it's fiction, but two, I always say this: a lot of women watch Cinderella and they look at Cinderella, but they never pay attention to the other 5,000 women that did get picked by the prince that have to go back to the kingdom and marry a blacksmith or a farmer and go back to regular men, and that's the rule. Cinderella was the exception to the rule. Everybody else is that, in society, we got our top 2%, top 5%, top 10%, whatever. And it's harsher on women because, like I said before, men, we don't have to be attractive. I can get 2 jobs and work on myself for 3 or 4 years and have $50,000, $60,000 in the bank, new car, house, whatever. Now I'm attractive to a whole different, level of woman as far as looks and social construct. You know what I mean? So women, like I say, you have to realize what type of animal you are. What are you? You know what I'm saying? We know that, like I say, a man doesn't have to be Tyson Beckford. He doesn't have to be Michael B. Jordan, whatever have you. Women have this thing where, y'all hair, oh, my hair, if I have my hair, I'll be beautiful. Right. My makeup, I got to put this waist trainer on. I got to put this water bra on. I got to put these high-waisted pants. Y'all got all this equipment because, really spending money, like thousands of dollars, Black women are like the largest consumer in the country, really the world, per capita. And most of it is beauty or what the media is telling you think beauty is. And men are telling you, a lot of it, you don't need all of that. But it's still that brainwashing that you got to get past and understand, like I say, where you at, what type of animal you are, and then you can move forward,
Okay. D Jones? You on me? D Jones, you on mute. Let me unmute you.
I'm confused with like what's a BBW considered and what's a big girl now? Like he said, everything is beautiful and everybody's fine. When it comes to men, like they'll tell us you ugly, you know what I'm saying, but we can't say we can't do that to women. And now like this BBW, I'm a BBW. I'm like, I thought you was fat, but I guess you just a big beautiful woman. But
so you're a BMW.
Right. So and that's true. And that's true. Women can say whatever they want about men with no shame. Like I said, they big on the short guys or the under the 6 feet or the certain, or they have no shame with it. But as soon as a man say something, it's a problem. Thino, what's is the media messing this part up?
Well, the ego is it's ego. It all comes down to ego, really. And if you've got corporations, businesses that's what they go after. They go after that ego. So, the image of what sells is what they're going to promote.
Right.
It's you see the Lamborghini or you see the fast car in the commercial, and the commercial doesn't even fixates on the car. It's the girl that's scantily clad, draped over the hood of the car.
Right.
And when you see that image, whatever it is that excites you in the brain that says, wow, I got to get that car because I want that girl.
Yeah.
And that girl says, oh, if I look like that, I can get that guy that has that car. And it just trickles down from that. I mean, that's just an example, but that's the reason why women invest so much money into the superficial things to try to portray something that they've seen or something that has been given, a high level of opinion on, to say this is what the image of what being in style, in chic or whatever flavor it is. And, you know, women go after that. Men really don't care about most of that stuff at all. But women aren't doing it for us. They're doing it for themselves, their friends, and, you know, the likes on Instagrams, you know.
So wait, you saying that we don't look at a woman and say, dog, her purse match her shoes?
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
Eyelashes, dog. Eyelashes.
Right.
Hold up.
Right. Right. You know, $5,000 designer bags. Like, we don't give a damn about that at all. You could have saved that money. You didn't have to do that for me, you know, at all. But again, women don't value really how we feel about any of that, our opinion about any of that. They're doing it for themselves and for their other girlfriends or their other constituencies out here. You know, they want to dress up for other women. So other women can say, damn, girl, they don't care about it. They get offended if we said that. Damn, girl, you looking good. What? Oh, please, can I go? You know, me too. I'm being harassed. You know, but women can say that, and that's what I mean, it's crazy. I don't get it, but that's just what it is.
No, that's a big thing because and I don't want to get into people's beauty regimens and stuff, right? But I personally absolutely hate eyelashes. I always have. Right? And that's one of the top things men say they don't like is eyelashes. If you ask them, the first thing they're gonna say is, I ain't doing it for you, right? And I tell them the same thing, like, okay, women, we don't like the pants sagging, right? And so if you don't want a man to criticize how you present yourself, then you don't do it. All I do is I just present. I'm a little bit different, right? So I'm a little logical. So if you don't want a man talking on how you presenting yourself, then stop talking about the sagging pants. You see what I'm saying? Stop talking about things that you think is unattractive if you're doing it for you. Ladies, what do you think? Is the media messing us up?
Yeah, I think it just boils down. It all boils down to knowing who you truly are, like within yourself. Like if you go on social media, you see women, they half naked, they get all these likes. You know, so you're thinking, oh, well, maybe, you know, this is what I'm supposed to do. Or you'll see somebody, they got new cars or whatever, you know, they're flashy and they're getting all these likes. And you're like, well, maybe this is what people like. But it just boils down to knowing like who you are. Like you said, with the eyelashes, I just started trying to wear eyelashes because of my new character, Dr. Love. So she can look more, but that's so hard. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
And I said, it's not because, you know, people get says it's not a shame on that. We just use that for an example.
Yeah, it's not a shame. No, I'm glad, you know, I do that sometimes, but it's I struggle. And I'm, you know, if I struggle too much, I'm not going to do it. I like them. I like the way they look, but it's very difficult to put on my face.
Reese Cup, is the media messing us sister girls up?
Yes, absolutely. We're putting too much value on that. We're not I agree with all the guys that say that women do all that for themselves, for the other girlfriends. So like yesterday we were saying who can bad be each other. Well, I'm the baddest bee. You know, it's not for to gain the attention of the fellas, unfortunately. And with that, they're so focused on the outer that the inner is horrible. And that's some of the reason why you're unattractive to a man, because you meet you may be the baddest bee, and then he have a conversation with you and he's like, really? You're being a whole different other way. You know what I mean? So they're putting too much focus on the outer and not developing. Just saying, you know what I mean? You have a bad attitude or whatever. You're putting too much focus on the outside. You're not working on the inside at all. So I definitely think that social media has played a big part because people are living for likes and they're like thrill seekers. They're like living for attention. So
okay,
I definitely agree.
Well,
can I add?
Oh, go ahead, D. Jones. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, I guess I can speak for the fellas here. I don't care for the eyelashes and the weave and all that stuff, but if that gives you confidence and you need it, I'm all for that. I'm for that. Just because I don't like it, if it make you feel better about yourself, then do it.
Yeah. And
How
it
y'all
all
feel
goes
about
back to
that, Traeger Mathino? If you may not care for it, but if it's something that the woman likes, are you and you generally like her? Do y'all have a problem with that?
There's some guys that don't feel comfortable unless they got they buffs on. There's some guys that don't feel comfortable if they ain't got their Rolex on. I mean, women like buffs, they like them. They see the $8,000 buffs with the 36 diamond point and the Rolex stuff like that. And you've never heard a woman say, "I don't want a man with a Rolex," but we're physical and what we're attracted to. If that's not it, then and you want to do it for yourself, cool. It's to us, not trying to dog nobody or nothing like that. But it looks more like it's anytime your self-esteem is attached to something external, that looks like you have low self-esteem, male or female. When you see them guys dressed like a disco ball, he's got the lowest self-esteem, and the big gold chain with the big name plate and the buffs and the this and the that and the Gucci belt buckle and the Gucci, all of that. That's probably usually the dude with the lowest self-esteem in the room. But there are women that are attracted to that, so he aligns himself with things they're attracted to, whatever have you. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
I won't disagree with that. I think that women should feel comfortable enough to wear whatever that they desire, whatever makes them feel good. I don't think that simply because a man may object or, well, I'm gonna say an objection is different than not caring for it. If I say I object to you wearing that, I mean that's a bit different to be saying just not particularly caring about the eyelashes that you wear or the hairstyle, the weave that you put in. But if it makes you feel good, makes you feel comfortable, and will make you a nicer person to be around, or then if I like you, then I'm okay with it.
Okay. All right. That's fair, ladies. I think that's fair. All right, let's listen at these last few. We're gonna get these comments and then we're gonna come to the conclusion. All right, mute your phones for me.
Now, I didn't know just how big.
Again, y'all gotta tell me that I see the things on the screen. All right. Here we go.
To point number 5, ego. Now, I didn't know just how big of a reason this was until I came across this scientific study titled Resisting Connection Following Social Exclusion. Now, this study attempted to see how a woman would react when first being approached by an attractive man and then afterwards being approached by a less attractive man. The results were as followed. When the attractive man accepted the woman was also very likely to accept the less attractive man. In fact, he was accepted an average of 80%. Now, this isn't surprising because after she gets accepted by the attractive man, she's probably feeling quite good about herself and she's got nothing to lose by accepting the less attractive man, so she also gives him a pass. However, for the second part of the study, when the woman gets first rejected by the attractive man, they found she was then much less likely to accept the less attractive man's advances. In fact, his acceptance rate dropped from 80% to a staggering 24%. That's nearly a 4 times drop. And the reason for this is because after the first rejection, she probably felt violated and had taken a huge blow to her self-esteem. So to recover and attempt to regain some of her self-worth, she lashes out on the less attractive guy by rejecting him. Now, I found this study very interesting because it shares such close parallels to the current dynamics of the dating market. Because think about online dating, and for those who don't know how the Tinder algorithm works, the most popular profiles are shown first. So these are shown at the top of the card stack and are the first profiles a woman will see after logging on. Meanwhile, the less attractive profiles are shown last. Therefore, if an average or below average woman gets mostly negative responses from the popular profiles, the attractive ones, then the study shows the woman getting butthurt from this will result in her lashing out on the lower ranked profiles. And she will do this in order to rebuild some of her self-respect. Point number 6, a woman and her blue-pilled friends inflating her ego. Now, the 2 screenshots showed on either side of the screen are typical of the comments a woman will expect to see on her Instagram profile. So of course, we have a couple simps giving her free validation, and I have checked their profiles and they are actually guys. But what's arguably more concerning is her and all of her female friends blowing smoke up one another. In my experience, I see these types of comments vastly outnumbering the ones sent from simps. Here's where you'll see the comments like, "My queen, you're gorgeous, stunner, you go girl." And the dumbest part about all of this isn't the comments themselves. Rather, it's the people that are sending and receiving them. Women will believe anything their friends tell them these days. So if 20 of a girl's female friends are sending these copy and paste comments on every post she uploads, even if the girl herself is average to below average in looks, she's still going to walk away patting herself on the back, thinking she's a lot more attractive than she actually is, thinking she's a perfect 10. Point number 7, entitlement. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was watching a Darius M video, who's actually one of my favourite channels. And I remember him saying there are a lot more over.
All right. So, I'm actually going to leave it at that. I think the last one, what was the last one that he was going to do? Coping. Yeah, we'll go over that later because that's a little bit extensive. So basically, he talked about friends as well as entitlement. I think, Mathino, you started going into entitlement the segment before. So let me just kind of recap what we're talking about today. It is really, really important. What we're talking
Some
about.
of y'all still muted.
Oh, I'm muted?
No, they are.
Oh, okay. What we're talking about today for those coming on and those that'll come on is, and this is really important, y'all. It's really important because with so many years of me doing this and working with weddings, and especially since, like I said, my friend Joe, we started a group called Dating for Grown Folks 7-8 years ago. It was really an experiment, and from that experiment, people actually got married. People hooked up. A lot of stuff happened. We really observed it for a time. And I can tell y'all for a fact that women will think that a hookup is a or a guy dealing with them puts them at a certain level. And I kind of agree with Kevin Samuels. We count marriages. We can't count hookup and boyfriends. In the grand scheme of things, that doesn't mean anything. So I don't really like to have conversations about, okay, well, I dealt with him, I talked to him. Did he propose to you? Did you get married? You know what I'm saying? So what happens is you're hooking up with a dude, you're having sex with him. These things are happening. And all the time, you got good dudes, not bad dudes, right? Good dudes, good solid dudes coming at you, and you rejecting him because you say, I'm not going to settle. Not because he's not a quality dude, but because you think you're here, right? And you want a guy that's here. And women will stay single. I can't count. I don't know the opposite women. I know mostly the women who say, I'm not settling. And really what they're saying, I want men to understand this. Women look at looks more than y'all think they do, right? Women will simply reject the guy. He can have all that going on. Simply reject the guy because he is not physically appealing. I'm not trying to tell anybody go with somebody you're not attracted with. I'm not saying that. But I can tell you right now, women will simply reject a guy that's even decent looking because we've had, me and Sharice have had conversations with people where he don't have a beard. I swear to God. I swear. Sharice, am I lying? Something you can grow. Am I lying, Sharice? I'm talking about real opportunities. I'm not talking about, I'm serious. You laughing at it, but I'm serious because I have these people in my circle, right? And so sometimes I try to hook up and whatever like that. And we literally had them say, he doesn't have a beard. Something he can grow and cut off. I'm serious.
That's a mess.
So what he said about the friends basically blowing smoke and the ego, how is that messing up? This kind of our close to get to our final thoughts till we get to the comment. Bottom line, y'all, the final question is, are women in mass pacing themselves for the top 10% of men when they themselves are the 90%? And therefore staying single and saying men ain't no good, men don't want to commit. But what you're really saying is the men you wanted to 10% won't commit, not the dudes who actually is good dudes and available to you. What's the consensus on this?
This is deep. Yes. Definitely. Like, you got to watch who your friends are. Like, and I'm just going, this is, side note. I remember when I was a hot, funky mess and my hair was all over the place. And Vanessa, she told me, I like friends like that. Tell me the truth. Don't be in my inbox like, girl, he would do better than that. Yeah. And you can't do better than that. So, like we gotta be real with our
She
friends.
said you can't do
I think we just messing up our friends. Like, girl, you should, that's his loss.
Right. That's a big one, Danny. That's the friend. We're gonna do a whole. I might, when the fellas go off, I might do a whole another thing just with the women.
You gotta call that the enabler, because we have our friends that are very close to us and oftentimes are the enablers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharice, what's your consensus on is this? Because like I said, me and Sharice done with this every day now, right? Sharice, and here's the thing, y'all, just to FYI. In the play that we're doing, I Need a Man, it's based off of the book, right? And the book's not a novel, it's nonfiction. Sharice plays, who do you play? What's your character's name?
The female version of Kevin Samuel.
She plays a female
Kavina?
version. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're dealing with this actually because women are already, with the book and everything, we're hearing from women every day. So it's getting to be a real thing. So Sharice, our sister girls taking themselves out the market, going for the top 10% of men, thinking that's what they should do.
Absolutely. I mean, they're discounting men for the stupidest reasons, like he's too short. Another one. Oh, he doesn't have a beard. Oh, I like dark-skinned guys. Oh, he's too nerdy. I like rough thug guys. Just the dumbest stuff. And you're just constantly taking yourself out the game, and you're just lowering your amount of men that you have access to. You're doing it to yourself. And I agree with the women, the girls geeking them up. I know she's a star, she gets it for attention, but Lizzo, like, she gets trashier and trashier every picture I see.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Yeah. And they all like, girl, yes, for the no, you do not represent all plus size. No, you do not. And it's no. And it's stuff like that, show your body, be proud of it, and yes, that women are messing each other up. Yes, they are. Instead of being truthful, like if she had a real friend, like, girl,
tell the truth.
That is clothes on.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody don't have those friends, and I'm gonna say this, and we'll do another girlfriend live. A lot of y'all don't have them friends because they want you to stay where you at, because they know you ain't gonna get nowhere where you at. And they really that's another that we're gonna do. Danny, y'all stay on. Y'all stay on when we go. All right, fellas, what's y'all last before we get to the comments? What's y'all consensus on? Are the women of today basically out taking themselves out of the dating game because they're looking for this?
I can't answer that because I'm not a woman.
Well, just from what you observe,
No, seriously, I don't associate myself with those type of women.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The women I know are pretty much confident, got something going on. So I don't really. What's funny though, and this is kind of on the same subject. Did you see what I posted earlier today, Vanessa? I'm gonna tag you, but I posted a question that says, "Why do women never talk about the good men they lost?"
I did see that. I was gonna comment on that, and
you should go read them comments too.
Okay, we should do a show. We do a show on that.
Yeah,
okay.
But so I don't know what women go for. I just know what I go for.
Oh,
so I can't answer that one.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead,
D. Jones. So have you ever went after a girl and were rejected?
Yeah.
For like a shallow reason.
That's life.
For something shallow.
You said what?
Mm-hmm. And you were rejected for something shallow. Or maybe you didn't know.
I think
for shallow.
Definitely, yeah.
Exactly. So there you go. That's the women. That's the women.
Yeah. But that's not.
Right. Yeah.
That's not. I got you. But yeah.
Okay. Tragan, what's your consensus on this?
Well, one thing I want to just throw out there is that if you're playing Sharice playing the female Kevin Samuels, you might want to check out Sister Shariah Ali, because that's where he gets all his information from. That's where he got his start from. She's been saying the same thing since the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you watch her, she's way more harsh.
Yes.
She is a woman, and she will cut right into these women that's sitting there like, oh, how do you say that? And she like, it's the truth. We are so far away from who we're supposed to be, and the way you break a family down and how you break a people is to break the woman. If you confuse the woman, then the man has, that's why you got so many men that was in jail locked up over drugs. So they was trying to chase, it was all based on trying to impress women. Let's call a spade a spade. And real quick, Vanessa, you kind of touched on what CeCe Ivory said, that she was a plus size chick that dated 7- and 8-figure men.
I gotta get to the comments.
Yeah. So I was just reading it. So I mean, when you said we count marriages, you count men that want to commit, or put you on contract, or just personally knowing and being around models that date, these kind of guys and athletes. When they like you, they relocate you, they put you on payroll, your kids too, and all of that. So it's we got to start, like you say. Kevin Samuel says we count marriages. Dating is just a body count, and the Bible and IRS don't recognize dating. You married or you single, flat out. That's just what it is. And I mean, that's what it is. But as far as women taking themselves off the market, you're absolutely right. I see it. It's insane, because you have, like, say here in Michigan is basically an $800 a week state. That's what it is. After taxes, the average person in Michigan, you about $600 to $800 a week. How do you sit back and say, well, I need somebody that make $1 million? You don't even have the IQ to even hold the conversation for most businessmen. You know what I mean? You don't read no books. You don't align yourself or set yourself up with things that those types of men find attractive.
Right.
Why would a $1 million man want to sit next to you while you arguing with your baby daddy over $125 child support and tuition and sneakers? It's you just got to be realistic at where your mentality is, not just your looks. I mean, looks ain't no man he's not going to do all this to have the finer things in life, and then his woman is not a finer thing in life. A finer thing in life, what you look like naked. When I take you to the nude beach in the Virgin Islands, what you gonna look like running down? It's those things are, the woman is really the arm candy and let you know how you really doing in life. It ain't your boat. If you got the boat, the Rolls Royce, the mansion, and all that, and your woman jump out and she looks, like, who? That's the best you can do. That's not what you want. And then if you have enough intellect and other things around you to overcome that with your, acts of service, then you need to be a motherfucking beast at your acts of service. You know what I mean? When he driving, you reaching over playing with his dang. You know what I'm saying? When he, hey, here go your clothes. I took your stuff to the cleaners. Here's you got to, you have to be able to compensate and overcompensate to make up for the areas in which you lack. And that's what we do as men. Those short men, look at Floyd Mayweather. Ain't no woman said, oh, he too short. Man, nigga's worth $1 billion. You don't think he got 5 women running around his house? All of them models, Nelly. Ain't nobody said, well, Nelly too short. Nelly got.
He sure ain't said Lorenz Tate ain't too short.
Lorenz Tate,
Morris Chestnut.
Nobody saying that. It's about surrounding yourself with things that women find attractive. So women just have to master doing that. Learn what kind of animal you are. Okay, I can make up for that by doing this. I don't have to look like Zoe Saldana. I don't have to look like, the double dose twins. This is what I offer, and I can outdo anybody because this is what I'm good at, and this is what I bring to the table.
Absolutely. Traegan, let me ask you this. For those that don't know, this is the world famous Traegan Studio. So he really world famous photographer, right? So Traegan, you're around models and beautiful women every single day.
I talk to them all day, every day. I get hired. And this is another thing. If a man, that's why I say if a $1 million person likes you, you will be put on contract. They like my work. I just got 2 contracts in the first 2 months. I just met 2 of them. I got contracts. I'm about to do some work because when somebody likes you that's in that position, they will set you up. You will not be hungry. You will not have to go back home, leave a mansion and go back to your crummy apartment or your Section 8 house. They will commit in some type of way to you to improve your life because they like you and they don't want you to struggle.
Right.
I know models. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, hon. What do you hear the models, right? What do you hear their general complaints about the dating market? Because they would be, if women look at them, well, they dated. Okay, so they got the beauty. What do you hear of their general, problems with the dating market?
Well, they have the same problems. It's just a lot more perks. You got, I mean, you get flown out to wherever, and in the morning when he go to work, you got a American Express sitting there, and he tell you got $10,000 to spend today. So he still might be at another woman's hotel, but you got $10,000 to keep you occupied today.
Gotcha.
Like they say, you can cry on 7 Mile, or you can cry in St. Croix.
Give me a ticket to St. Croix.
Exactly. See, that's it's the and then a lot of them, they it's the same. But dating, a lot of those guys that date women that may not look like models because they're free. Some women are just so, like we were talking about, low hanging fruit. The average woman isn't getting plane tickets offered to them on a regular basis by men. Hey, baby, let me take you to Miami or So when a man does come along with that, it's, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to be there. I'll be there with bells on. You know what I mean? So as you said, when women take themselves off the market, that actually lowers the bar for everybody.
It does.
Because if a guy like me come along and say, hey, let's go to D Prime. D Prime? What time? Here, wear this outfit for me. Oh, right. What? It'd be a Fashion Over outfit that costs $60, but oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Because you're taking yourself off the market, you're not getting anything. And then if you really investigate the inquiries you are getting, it's just dudes trying to pull up. Hey, when can I pull up? I'm just trying to pull up on you. Hey, let's go to the telly. Hey, I get paid on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So actually for men, like the guys that seem like sitting here, it's easy. It's easy to pretty write your own ticket almost,
Okay. Are the sisters taking themselves off the market and ignoring the men available to them?
I think that to a large extent, yes, because a lot of women don't know. They're taking themselves out of the dating market by not necessarily being dateable.
Undateable.
Right. They their actions, their mannerisms, the things that they align themselves along with takes them out from being attractive to men who actually want to get to know you. And then what that does is it leaves those that what Tragan just mentioned, the ones who just want to pull up on you, just want to hey, let's drink, let's smoke, let's and
$50,
hang out with the downtrodden. I mean, so and they become so engaged with that they don't even know how to pull themselves out of it, and it's just, you're undateable. When I approach you, you're cynical, you're negative, you got all of this toxicity from, your previous experiences with your interactions that no, you aren't dateable right now. You have to have a clean mindset. You have to have a desire to want to date, to want to get to know someone and to build on, even if it's just a cool friendship, but to gain something out of dating. And women today, they automatically, they're taking themselves out of it. It's not that they went on 3 or 4 bad dates. They haven't gone on any dates
at all.
They got in the passenger seat and drove up and down Grand River or wherever, and and then what's up, where your girl at, what's up, what I'm saying, let's all, I don't know, what I'm saying, but whatever it is, it sounds undesirable to me, but that's what I'm saying, and yeah, that's the pool that they in. And then now when I come and try to talk to them or say something, they jaded, they negative, they cynical, unresponsive. It's like, okay, well, all right. Because yeah.
Deuces. I'm gonna just take 2, 3. Y'all been commenting. I can't get all the comments. I'm just gonna take 2, 3 questions, and we getting out of here. We did that one. Fiat says this to the fellas. So how does the man show up when he truly wants to be with a woman? What does that look like? Can y'all answer that for her? So in other words, we've heard today about, so when a man really wants a woman, what does he do?
We're gonna give extra time. We're gonna give you the time. Like, well, busy man doesn't have a lot of time. We're gonna give you the time that we can give you, and we're gonna work on it. So if a man not giving you his extra time, he really don't want you.
Okay.
And you're gonna know it because you're gonna feel it. I mean, that's just what it is. You're gonna feel the energy. A man is calling you, want to see how hey, how was work today? Hey, how's might mention something you spoke about yesterday. Hey, how did such and such go today? Okay, and interested in what you're doing, the mechanics of your day. How's your mom doing? I know you said you had to take your mom to. We're interested in you as a person and things that you have going on, because we are trying to build. We're trying to get to know you enough so that now we can pour into you the things that we like, so that you can give it back to us.
Right.
You put that in the book.
Right, because a man, especially a man that has money, time is money. We leverage our time for money. So if I'm sitting at your house, like right now, my day is not going to end until 8 o'clock in the morning. I've been going since like really 6 this morning. So if I, having a woman, if I say, yo, let's watch this Netflix movie for 2 hours, I'm really taking, I could be making some money, and I'm really sacrificing that to, be attentive to you, to give you something that you want, when I really could just say, hey, look, you can go find somebody else. I got to get to this bag, so yeah. It's and like he said, actually listening to a woman and having a conversation or bringing up something. We talked about something 2 weeks ago, and I bring it back up. Like, yeah, I solved that problem that you was trying to have. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here's the money.
That's a big deal.
Right. I actually listened, and I helped you out. So it, like you say, you feel it, and but that time is everything.
Yeah, Latrell said the same thing. He answered her. He said, "We show the actions. Time is the most important thing. He'll go back if he's devoting time to you. Then he wants you." All right, ladies. So that's it. I was gonna jump. You answer CC's question. Kim coming in. Oh my God, this is why I say to men, don't offer me $5 drink, then expect me to go to your house. You can't approach me saying, hey, boo, let me pull up or I can hit that. Yeah, we're not doing those kind of games. All right. If you can't answer about my thing that was going, there's no reason to go further than that. A lot of men try to skip that and get straight to the good part. Yeah, we're not doing that. I can't get everybody comments in, y'all. We got a lot of comments because time is valuable, and I appreciate these. You said something savage, Tragan. Somebody's like, oh my God, savage.
I think she said that when I was talking about the plane tickets and the beaches and all that stuff. So
okay. All right. So I appreciate y'all fellas taking y'all time, right, to come on here and talk to us, because this is important, y'all. We're not doing, even I Need a Man, it's not what you think it is. It's not. It's really tackling the notion that has been drilled into us for the last 40 years that you don't need a man, and the damage it has done, and basically rethinking everything about this whole thing here. I'm talking here about the single mothers, about statistics with single kids, and all of that stuff, right? We deal with it here. So it's not what you think it is. And even the play, it's not what you think it is, right? Because at the end of the day, we're really trying to get folks married, because we at extinction level. And if we keep going like we're going, right, and people ignoring great pools of available men, where's our children going to stand? So it's a little bit deeper than that for me. I know we have fun and all that, but at the end of the day, we got to get to the problems to get to the solution. So you can get your man, girl. We're just trying to get y'all some men. All right. So thank y'all fellas. Y'all got to come back and see us sometime. And see y'all Saturday. I need a man. Danny, Sharice, we're gonna get back at y'all. All right, y'all. Peace out.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Find y'all stay there, Danny, y'all, because I be trying to find my outro. See, this is the ghetto stuff right here. Where's my outro? There it is.
All right. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Help us grow this channel by sharing this video with a friend. Be sure to pick up your copy